you saw what the Tigress did.
Amazing job. Kudos to those girls. They played their heart out. They represented Nigeria in a very amazing way, despite all the challenges that were thrown at them. There's nothing that anyone can say besides thank you, and we're proud of you guys.
That brings to the question, your project is all about raising young guys out there to play basketball, also education and all the stuff. What about the women? Looking at what the Tigress did.
Yes, so we have our program is both women and men. So our camp actually starts from the 14th, which is tomorrow, Wednesday, to Sunday the 18th. And that's a co-ed camp, both boys and girls. And it's a camp where boys and girls come to learn how to play basketball. And then at the end of the camp, the last 2 days of the camp, they get to compete against each other. Now, we have a specialized camp just for the girls only, because we understand how important that is, looking at the Tigress and the things that they're able to accomplish. I mean, they are the only African team, regardless of east, west, north, or south, central, regardless of male or female, that has ever qualified or gone as far as the quarterfinals.
Yeah.
And for them to be the first team to do that shows that they've put in a lot of work. And I think a lot more attention needs to be shown to women in sports. I know a lot of the attention has been focused towards men, but I think a lot of attention needs to start channeling towards the way of women, because, for example, what they did at the Olympics. And so we have a camp that is solely dedicated to girls on the 30th of August to the 1st of September. And they don't just only come to learn how to play basketball. Like I said, the whole idea is creating opportunities in various ways. So we have an entrepreneurship program for the girls as well, where they don't only come to learn how to play basketball. Some of them want to get into various works of life. For example, seamstressing, or someone want to become a seamstress, or so whatever it is, that we have a bank manager coming to speak to the girls if they want to get into finance or stuff like that. So it's just to open up their vision, open up their minds to different parts of things that they can get into, different walks of life. And that's the whole idea, just creating opportunities in any way possible that we can.
Yeah, before we get into the sports aspect, well, it's all sports, but before we get to the basketball and what you've been doing in terms of last season, I just wanted to ask you a question about because I play basketball. So from the last time I've been playing a lot more pickup games, trying to get my shots off and stuff. And, it's been nice, but the thing I see is there's a lot of talent in terms of basketball in the country, and they don't get the opportunity, sometimes it could be hype, you know how that goes. Sometimes it could be, they just have the talent, but don't have the finance too. But your project is kind of helping with that now. My question is, the talent you're expecting this year, given what you saw last year, what are your expectations?
I mean, the talent that we're going to expect this year is going to be a lot better than last year. I think the kids that come to the camp, they play a really, really big role in how bigger and how better the camp gets. We finish our camps, and I usually stay back for about a day or two, and I will go by the gym a day or two after the camp, and the next day there's hundreds of kids outside still, and I'm like, camp is over, you guys don't got to show up no more. And this is, I'm saying, 10 a.m. You go there and there's a whole lot of kids already outside at 10 a.m. I'm like, camp is over. And they have their jersey on, the camp outfit on, everything.
Yeah.
And that's the type of mentality it creates. So now the kids, they know it's coming back the next year around the same time. A camp like this big is coming back in a year time. So they start preparing themselves and working out and working on their skill set for the next one. So they play a huge role in elevating how great the camp becomes. And some of the kids, we've had the opportunity to say that 2 of the kids that have attended our camp now go to school in Canada.
Wow.
And to me, that's something that I think is most important, where they're able to advance their athletic careers and advance their educational careers or whatever they want to get into. And like I said when I started, the main goal is opportunities, creating opportunities, because that's what did it for me. Someone looked at me, gave me an opportunity, and I took it and I ran with it and never looked back. So my whole idea is to create the same opportunities, and hopefully even if it's 2 kids that can take it and never look back, I think that goes a long, long way.
Okay,
you come home, but with the limited time you have, do you have any program for tomorrow of which you have a structure here that will be monitoring the performance of this kid? This kids rather, and not when you come around. Do you have any plans like that?
Yeah, there are structures, there are programs in Port-Harcourt that actually, and kudos to a lot of those programs. For example, you have DIF Foundation, you have Social Bob Manuel's Foundation as well, and there's a few of them. You have Rick Day. There's a few of these programs around the city of Port-Harcourt that bring these kids in weekly, and they teach them how to play the game of basketball. And it's not easy, and that's why I'm giving a huge shout out to these guys. And if I forgot to say your name or shout you guys out if you're listening, I'm sorry, but I promise I will when I do. But shout out to these guys; they're doing an amazing job. But I think for the game of basketball to grow in the state of Riversdale, in the city of Port-Harcourt, it has to be a collective effort. That's my belief, and I truly believe this because over there in the States, you can see it's a collective effort from the government to the local level to the federal level and to the private sectors. It's a collective effort to say we want to grow the game of sport, the game of basketball, football, American football, or hockey or whatever it is a collective effort from the grassroots level. So, for example, if you look at Team USA or Team China, they had the most medals, most gold at the Olympics. 40 gold medals. Yeah.
Sports programs, for that.
So if you look at those guys and you go look at what the reason they have 40 gold is because they start at grassroots level. They find these young talents at the age of 4 or 5 years old, and they start building. So by the time they get to 16, 17, we call them at 15, they're at the Olympics. 16, we call them a prodigy. We're like, this is a prodigy. But someone had to go discover that this person is going to become a prodigy at the age of 4 or 5 years old. And that's what Nigeria has to implement. It's a collective, it's a community effort. It's not just the private, the DIF foundations and the Social Bob Manuel foundations and the Rick Days. They're doing an amazing job.
Shout out to Bob Manuel, by the way.
Yeah, shout out to Social Bob Manuel.
And also Football Oyanabo.
Football Oyanabo, and they're doing a great job. If you go to Niger Street, that's where you find
No, actually go to Elika Estate. You should come see me play, man. You'll be surprised. I'm sure.
But it's a community of effort, and once we get there, there's no stopping Nigeria in basketball. Because even if you look across the NBA, you have guys that have Nigerian blood in them playing.
Yeah.
In the NBA, there's a lot of us.
Yeah.
And we even have someone that won gold on Team USA. That is Nigerian. Adebayo. Someone say here's Adebayo. There's no.
The What If Unlimited. This initiative started in 2020, and this is the 4th year. How has it been?
I mean, it's been great. It's been really great. Like I said last year, the goal is to continue to become bigger and better. And I think this year, starting tomorrow, is going to be our best year so far. And we're super excited about it, myself and my team, and everyone that's been involved through the whole planning process. So we're super excited for tomorrow, and we know it's going to be a lot better than last year. And last year was great.
Last year was great, and this year will be super, and of course it will be better. And we'll talk more about the What If Unlimited, but someone out there will want to find out, would definitely want to know, what is the What If Unlimited? What is the brain behind it?
What If Unlimited is an organization, my organization, my firm, but co-minded people that share the same vision as myself, and that is elevating people in the community that are underprivileged or that don't have as much exposure as certain parts of the world. And me knowing that I'm from Port-Harcourt and understanding that
Port-Harcourt to the world,
of course, understanding that the opportunities are not as it is in Port-Harcourt as it is in other places around the world, not even as it is in Lagos, but for me it's being able to create those opportunities and being able to create those exposures for kids in Port-Harcourt, whether it's through sports, art, or education, so they can go out there and express themselves in various ways, however they choose.